my name is Madi and I am a massage therapist at Soleil Day Spa. I'm also an aspiring yoga instructor. Today I'm doing a video of some tips for anyone that's just getting started with yoga, dipping your toes in for the very first time, practicing at home. And if you've never been to a yoga studio, these are just some of the things that I've gathered in my years of practice. So most importantly, when you're setting up the space that you're going to practice in, just make sure it's somewhere comfortable, warm. The clothes that you're wearing are comfortable, something that you're able to move around in, loose fitting, t-shirt. And you want to make sure that you're not cold, because cold muscles are stiff muscles, and stiff muscles will lead to injury. All right, and then so the next thing you want to think about when practicing yoga is make sure you're practicing on an empty stomach. If you have just eaten, your body's going to be more focused on digesting the food and sending the energy to do that instead of on yoga and the postures and the practice itself. The next thing that you want to focus on when practicing yoga is body awareness. So it's kind of like introducing your body and your mind and your soul and everything together for the first time. That's really what you're focusing on. It's a full, body experience. So just being aware when you are in a pose, how you feel from the tips of your toes all the way to your fingertips to your head, and really just focusing on how do I feel in this present moment. Yoga is all about bringing you to the now and focusing on the now. You want to make sure when you're breathing that you're breathing deeply and that you're breathing often. That's basically the most important when practicing yoga is your life force, is what they call it, prana. So breathe deeply, breathe often, breathe evenly. So if you're inhaling for 3 seconds, make sure you're exhaling for 3 seconds. You usually want to focus on breathing through your nose. You want to keep it calm. You want to keep it controlled. When you're manually focusing on your breath, you're taking over your central nervous system, and you're actually switching your body from that fight or flight mode and putting it into that rest mode, rest and digest mode. So that way you're, turning off all of your anxious, that type of stuff. So when you are practicing yoga, make sure you're breathing deeply, make sure you're breathing evenly. You want to trust your body. So don't push yourself. Don't try to be competitive. Yoga is not competitive. It's called yoga practice. It's not called yoga perfect. Heard that a million times. So you want to make sure that you're honoring your body. So every yoga posture has a modification, and it's up to you to decide and make sure that you're not pushing yourself and seeing a picture and be like, oh my gosh, I have to look exactly like that picture. That's not what yoga is about. Yoga is about bringing you to yourself and progressing at your own, exploring your own limits and progressing as your body allows you to progress. So the next thing is you want to make sure when you are in a pose that you're finding peace, that you're not in pain, basically, that you're able to hold that pose, and whether it's for 1 breath, 2 breaths, 3 breaths is probably a good place to kind of start. And then as your body allows you to hold the pose for any longer, a few more seconds, you're able to do that. So when you are practicing, make sure that you keep your body balanced. So for every pose where you are stretching the right side, make sure that you're stretching the left side as well. For every forward bend, make sure that you're doing a back bend as well. That's, balance is what yoga is all about. And when you're going into a pose, make sure that you're coming out of that pose just as slowly and as controlled as you went into the pose. So you want to, that again just goes back to trusting your limits and trusting your own body. When you're deciding what type of yoga you want to practice, are you wanting a vinyasa, which means flow, so it's much quicker paced, usually you're able to build a sweat, versus yin yoga, which is sitting and holding poses for a lot longer and more meditative aspect to it. So a good way to decide is if you are feeling down, move around. That way you're flushing all those negative thoughts and energy out of your body. And then if you're feeling great, meditate. So that way you can actually amplify those positive, good feelings that you're having. So that's all I got for now, guys. Those are the beginning tips.